Good morning and welcome to MorningCraft. Today we're going to start work on our huge cathedral. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's begin. So our town has come such a long way in the many episodes that we've been building it for. But we still have this tiny church, which isn't really fit for a town of this size. So in this episode, we're going to be building a cathedral. This is roughly the height of our tallest building, but we're going to be going all the way up here. This one's going to be huge, and here's the floor plan that we're going to be building it to. It's based off Liverpool Cathedral, which is, I think, the tallest in the UK. I've been building it for about 10 hours so far, but it's going to be a lot longer, but it'll be nice and short for you in the edit. So, let's get to work. So, if you've made it this far into the video, I want to know if you've ever been to a cathedral. So, I started off by building the rough structure out of dirt, and you can see me building the structure for the main hall here. This comes up about 50 blocks, and it's going to be pretty large. But we're not just going to finish with this main hall. We do have to build a little bit more of a guide before we can finish off with some details. Yesterday I found this really cool build on Reddit. It's sort of a crazy sort of castle. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's got all this machinery on it, but I really like the hot air balloons. And that was built by Disastrous Client 68 on Reddit. If you have any builds, send them over. So I began to lay out the structure of the main tower, and this comes up another 50 blocks, and it really adds height to this building. I then added a bunch of guidelines for where the rest of the building shape would be. We've got these two wings on either side of the cathedral. Each of these wings has a cutout which lets you see even more of the main tower. And at this point I got some feather falling boots because I died about 6 times.
Gone but not defeated, Murphy sat on the shore considering his choices.
Everything hurts, but at least I'm still here. And now I see that I must keep going. Why take what is theirs now, when I can build something glorious of my own? I'm going to build my own kingdom, Octanaria. My principles will create a strong and powerful society that they can stare upon with envy. And when they see the power of my ways, his own people will help me dispose of him.
And so the kingdom of Octanaria was founded.
Like, subscribe, and share to give your friends a great start to their day. So I then laid out some guidelines for where the bottom of the tower would be, and I laid out some of the supports that are going to be on this front left side. It's going to be a nice walkway along these supports, and you can see I've left a gap for that. And then I had a go at building some of the roof. It's just a nice simple gabled roof that comes straight from the tower out into the edges of the cathedral. So here's a time lapse of me building the front section of the cathedral, but I wanted to take a moment to thank you for watching. If you're subscribed, that's awesome. Thank you for being here. And here are a few comments we've had from subscribers. So Raina Zuful recommended building a wizard tower, which is a great idea and I'll definitely put it on the list. And then Red Beanie Gang suggested that I build an armory so we can show off some new armor trims. You can see me finishing off the second tower here, that also sits on the front of the cathedral. I'm doing this out of granite, but it does look like dirt. And here we have a lovely comment from Sleepiest Panda, who says that the cathedral will be pretty perfect for the town, which is good to hear. You can see me detailing here the front of the cathedral, and I'm about to put a window in.
I am Judge Tattersson. You may know of my work, but for now I've taken a break from adjudicating. Been in an accident that wasn't your fault? In legal trouble? Stolen carrots? Call 0800-60533455116-7.
Make sure you stick around to the end of the video to hear our daily quote. So you can see here all the details on the front of the cathedral. I've even left a gap for a door. But here I started laying down some black stained glass to match the windows. I gave these arches at the top, although I've done one slightly wrong, so I'll have to come back and fix it. And then I laid out the shape of the door, and I'm going to put an armour stand on there to match how the cathedral looks in real life. And then I built up the left-hand side with a tower. Okay, it's time for the best and the worst segment at the same time. Here we go. What do you call a pair of monkeys who share an Amazon account? Don't know if you have one. I have one. It's pretty useful for buying things. And there's a few good shows as well. Well, they're called primates, of course. If you don't get it, that's fine. It's not the best joke. So with this tower complete, it was time to get to work on the left-hand side of the cathedral. I started to lay out one of the 3 windows. I've used stairs to get a nice sloped gradient as the window begins. When do you watch this series? I always say good morning, but maybe you watch it in the evening, so let me know in the comments down below. And then I was laying out the second pair of windows when I realised I'd made a mistake, so I came back and fixed it, and then laid out the third. And there we go, doesn't it just look wonderful standing there in the sun? You can see from the wheat field how truly immense this cathedral is. It's going to be the tallest building we have, and it's probably going to take the longest, which I'm not so glad about. And as we pass underneath the warrior's sword, we can see the real scale of this build. It dwarfs the arena, the clock tower, and the warrior alike, and it's super visible even from the castle. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a good morning, and if it's not morning where you are, you can save that for tomorrow. But I hope you make today the very best it can be, and in the next episode, we're going to get to work on the side of the cathedral. So I hope to see you next time on MorningCraft, and just a reminder to stick around to the end of the video for the daily quote.